Hi, welcome to Ask a Scientist. Today's question is one that we get a lot. Can earthquakes be predicted? No, no, they can't. And anyone that tells you differently is selling something. Okay. Scientists would love to be able to predict earthquakes. We would love to be able to save lives. We would love to go collect our Nobel Prizes, right? We cannot predict earthquakes. We do know where earthquakes are likely to occur. Most earthquakes occur along the plate boundaries, most, not all. And we know about when they're going to occur, geologically speaking, at least for some of them, because we've studied the faults that have had earthquakes before, and we know, on average, how often earthquakes occur there. But geologic time is not very helpful when we're thinking of human time, because saying that an earthquake is likely over the next 30 years isn't what people mean when they say they want to know if earthquakes can be predicted. Okay. Hundreds of earthquakes happen every day. Most are too small to feel. And the ones that we do feel, often they're too small to cause damage. Additionally, large earthquakes can happen in places where there are no people, in which case we really don't care about them. Well, scientists do because we want to study them, but most people don't really care about that, right? We're only interested in earthquakes that can cause problems for us. So there's no such thing as a natural disaster. What we have are natural hazards like earthquakes that overlap with a vulnerable system like a human city. So when we have those two things happen, that's when the problems start. So really, if you think about earthquake prediction, what we're interested in knowing, people that want to know about the prediction, is when is there going to be an earthquake in a city or a place that's going to affect people? And we just can't tell you that. We don't know. We would tell you if we knew. Um, this is an area of active research. Geologists and seismologists and lots of other types of scientists are studying to try and understand if there's something called a precursor, something inside the earth that happens before earthquakes actually start and before every earthquake, right? That was is another thing we would have to know for prediction. It would have to happen before an earthquake and before every earthquake. And we just haven't been able to find that despite having looked for it in the past. We're continuing to look. We're making sure that we're exploring all of the avenues. This is why we need new people with great ideas coming into science to help us with these types of mysteries. And we have to make sure that even when earthquakes occur, we don't just survive them, we thrive in the aftermath. So, even though we can't predict earthquakes, there's a lot of things that we can do. We need to make sure that we have people that know what to do when they feel earthquake shaking so that they can be safe. We have to design and engineer structures like homes and schools and bridges to be able to withstand earthquake shaking because, you know, earthquakes can be damaging, but they happen and we need to learn to live with them, survive, and then thrive. Thanks. I'll add more commentary in um, the comments. So if you have a question, be sure to ask us here at Ask a Scientist.